Hello, everyone, and welcome into episode number 34. I can't believe it's episode number 34, that number right there, of Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer. This show was created as a safe space where cancer survivors and cancer supporters come together to share their stories and connect, as well as find resources that provide healing, hope, and resilience. My name is Tim Sohn, a 15-year cancer survivor, host of Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer, and a live streaming producer and coach for impact-focused nonprofits, businesses, and entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining us. And please let us know where you're tuning in from around the world. And let us know what is your connection to cancer. Maybe you're a cancer survivor. Maybe you have someone in your family who has passed from cancer. Maybe someone in your family is a cancer survivor. Maybe you're an author or a medical professional, or maybe you run a nonprofit organization. So many of us have some connection to cancer. So let us know in the comments, what is your connection to cancer? We would love to know. I so appreciate you being here, and we want this to be a conversation. Also, we encourage you to connect with each other in the chat. Before I introduce our amazing guest tonight, and she is amazing, I need to introduce somebody else who's amazing. So tonight, I want to let you know that I'm going to be joined by Nancy Barrows as guest co-host. Known as the Queen of Engagement and named as one of the top 50 most impactful people of LinkedIn, Nancy Barrows is a keynote speaker and coach who helps others understand the value and power of engagement and personal content on social media. Through her program, The Chick with the Tool Belt, Nancy helps others meet their highest personal and business potential. She is live every Wednesday and Saturday with Brian Schulman for their global award-winning shows, What's Good Wednesday and Shout Out Saturday. Nancy has thrived through adversity and employs her experience to help others find their voice. By telling her story and creating the Radiating Real movement, she is making a positive impact and encouraging others to do the same. Nancy also is one of the people who inspired me to share my cancer story. So right now, I'm going to bring Miss Nancy Barrows on the show with me. Hello, Nancy Barrows.
Hello, Tim. Hi, everyone. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. I am, as always, so honored and feel privileged to be here tonight with this amazing community and with Mary, who has got just an incredible, powerful story. So Are you ready to feel encouraged? If you
ready.
Are, yeah, you are? You ready?
I'm ready. Are you?
Oh, ready? I'm ready. You came ready.
Y'all?
Y'all ready? Tell us in the comments. Are you ready? If you are, you are definitely in the right place. Tonight's guest, Mary Wells, is Mary Wells. Mary is an 8-year breast cancer survivor who is best known as the encouragement expert. She shares God's words of encouragement worldwide for people to thrive through any circumstance. She's an author, keynote speaker, coach, apparel owner, and has the best role of mom to her son, Kaleb. Let's welcome Mary to the show.
Let's bring her on.
Yes.
You're here.
Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh, this has been a long time coming. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Come on in. You guys know you're welcome. We're going to have a good time. We're going to celebrate. We're going to encourage. We're going to go there, okay? I see comments coming up. Thank you so much for supporting. Actually, I call this a ministry. You know, there's purpose in this. There's encouragement in this. And it's not just by happenstance that each and every one of you are here. You're here to support and to receive encouragement at the same time. And I am so grateful and for this opportunity. So, all right, y'all.
Yes, welcome, Mary Wells. Mary, you are bringing the energy tonight. You just radiate energy and encouragement and positivity, and we didn't even start yet. You even have a heart on your shirt. What's on your shirt?
Actually, I know you're probably thinking, for those of you who know me, why aren't you representing pink? Well, actually, I'm representing legacy. I'm going to start it right there. Legacy. This is actually my son Kaleb's t-shirt line. Be blessed.
Wow.
So I'm going to stand a little bit. I know I'm standing already, but it's Be Blessed, designed by Kaleb Walker Woodstock Wells. And so, and he has on his too. He's straight ahead, and we're just so excited.
Oh my gosh. Well, welcome, Mary. And we're going to meet your son, Kaleb, in a little while. And I love that shirt. I love that shirt.
Thank you.
First, we're going to go quickly over to the comments to welcome people into the show. Brian Schulman is here. He's saying, together. Yes, always hashtag together.
Yes.
Philip Jones is here. He says, hey, Tim, Mary, good to see you both.
Philip apparently is in Los Angeles, so we're neighbors somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
I'm going to be on Philip's show. Just not that far away.
I've actually been on his show. Great.
Oh, awesome.
Right, Philip, apparently I'm the only one who hasn't been on your show.
Philip, you need to have Nancy on your show. Let's get going here. I'm just kidding. Rob is here. Welcome, hey, Rob. He says good evening to all. Jeffrey Edwards is here.
Oh, Jeffrey. Hello, Jeffrey. Oh, he's a musician, boy. He has a release that is all of that.
Yes. Tisha Hammond is here from Michigan.
Tisha, yes, more than the small business cheerleader, my sister in Christ, my mentor, media extraordinaire. Tisha.
I love it. Thank you for being here, Tisha. Brian O'Sullivan is here from New Jersey, Brian. Not that far away from me. Welcome, Brian.
From Jersey.
Jersey, yes.
Hi, Christine.
Smith is here from Oregon. D. Scott Smith is here.
Yay.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yes, welcome. Bob Feathers is here. Oh, he's stopping in between innings.
Oh, we'll take that. Thank you.
It was posted on the score.
Yes, let us know the score. We want to know the score.
Yes.
Cynthia is here.
Cynthia, hi. Thank you. I see so much of my global pep squad family in the house. The leader is Tisha Hammond. Cynthia and Jeffrey are part of the global pep squad. I know y'all going to give me a whoop whoop, right?
Whoop whoop.
Yes, just like that.
We'll see it in the comments, I'm sure.
It's like you guys. We want to hear you guys do that in the comments too. We want to hear it.
That's our call. Hi, Tom.
Tom is here.
Cincy. Hey, I'm from the CLE. Did you know that? From the 216.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
There you go. Trina is here.
Trina Poole, the other 1/3 of Sisterhood Trinity with myself and Tisha Hammond. She is actually our volunteer client services strategist. She gives you that great client experience for one word, encourage. Thank you, Sister.
Wow. And Gretchen is here.
Hi, Gretchen. She's part of the Global Pep Squad.
Get all these amazing people we get to meet. I love it.
Yes. And Bill Bradford is here. Bill, where are you tonight?
Where in the world are you? Billy? Where are you?
We want to know. Yes. Oh my gosh. There are so many of you. Oh, my sister is here. Eileen Sohn is here. She says, whoop, whoop. Yes. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. We so appreciate you for being here. And yes, we so appreciate you all for being here. And as we go through the conversation, let us know, guys, what questions you have for Mary. And if you haven't already, put in the chat where you are tuning in from and what your connection is to cancer, because we want to know. And Mary, we want to know, how do you say love? How do you say that?
I say love.
And Nancy, how do you say it? We love that.
That's a good love. I say love. I love you.
All right. Well, now that we got that out of the way,
very
Mary,
important.
do you think we should start this conversation now that we got the love out of the way?
Absolutely. You know, it all starts with love.
I like that. I like that, Mary. I like that.
I'm gonna
Yes.
quote her in the comments.
Yes. So Mary, you were diagnosed with breast cancer 8 years ago. Can you take us back before that time? What was it like in terms of your life and work? Just take us back to before that time. What was Mary
Oh,
Wells' life and work
before
like?
that time, let me tell you something. Mary Wells was a firecracker. Mary Wells was a force to be reckoned. I can't believe I'm saying it like that, but it wasn't Mary Wells. It was actually my maiden name is a first name. So it was my maiden name, last name is Kathy. So it was Mary Kathy, a force to be reckoned. All about corporate. At that time, living in the downtown CLE, working 60 to 70 hours, buttoned up, all on point, and was really, really dedicated to work, and loved the single life, because at that time, I know you're probably going to be shocked. I was near 40 at that time.
No.
8 years ago, you were near. Wait, 8 years ago, you were near 40. Are you going backwards?
Yeah.
No. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, Mary
And
Wells.
so I was in that corporate life, and was getting ready to thinking about marriage at the time. So I enjoyed the corporate single life, and climbing that corporate ladder, which I was doing at the time. Yep, sure was.
And how did you find out you had breast cancer? What was your gut reaction to being diagnosed?
It was very interesting, because there were some life events prior to the diagnosis. So everything was pretty much back to back to back. So you're in corporate, you're doing well, you get married, you have a baby, and then you leave one position in corporate to go to a new company. And so that very last day, and I will preface this, I kept putting my appointments off, because work
Not
was more
uncommon.
important. Being, a mom was more important, being married, and all those responsibilities was more important than my health. Okay. And so I went on the very last day of this position that I was in manufacturing as an HR manager, to, okay, end on Friday, start a new position and company on Monday. In between, let me go and have my annual exam. And it started off with the breast exam, and my OBGYN said, I feel a lump. And we thought, and he thought, oh, it's probably a cyst. Let us try and drain it. Do I have your permission? And the answer was yes. But the look on his face, he finished out everything else, and he said, I'm going to refer you to a surgeon who I know, very good. And so I said, okay. So I was like, okay, but I didn't think it was what I was told 2 months later, which was, you have breast cancer. And it was like the first thing, everything that I knew as far as being a woman of God went out the window. And I'm also glad that you mentioned, how were you before this? Let me tell you something. This is something I've never shared before. I was actually an advocate before. I worked at a law firm, and we needed community service involvement. And so I said, and women were going out on leaves of absences because of breast cancer diagnosis. And I said, that's it. That's what we're going to do. And so I led our organization to support breast cancer awareness, and came up with all types of fundraisers and competitions and leaves of absences, helping women who went out, and encouraged them, and then helping them on their way back. And things were going great. I never even thought about it until a recent conversation that I had with Tim. I was an advocate then. But when that diagnosis came, out the window, gone, finished. All of that was gone, because the first thing I thought about was, am I going to be here for Kaleb? And so right then and there, I was told on a Wednesday, I was told, you know what, you're going to need a mastectomy. Let's do it on Friday. I said, whoa. I mean, literally, I walked out. I walked out yelling and screaming. I can't believe this is happening to me. Went down to the breast center and they were waiting on me to go through those doors. And that started right there, the journey. Mhm.
That's incredible.
I know that's a lot, isn't it?
No, I mean, honestly, like I have chills right now because it's just, what you're describing is how so many of us live life, right? And out of nowhere. And I love your honesty about like everything you knew, your advocacy, your being a woman of God went out the window when you heard the words breast cancer.
Mhm.
And you point out like many women, and I'm guilty of it too at times, I have been, put off our exams. Right? We put them off. There's something else more important. Everybody else comes before us. But please, please, please do not put off your exams. And by the way, you guys out there, you too need to be doing self-exams. You need to be doing those self-exams as well. Oh, there. Look at, I was so smart. I put in the comments.
Oh, these comments keep coming. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it went out the window. And I also remember just leaving everything, left my husband. I mean, and he was like, well, okay. And the doctor said, the surgeon said, if you don't have this before, like within the month, it's spreading too quickly. So I said, well, when should I have it? He said, well, I have a conference next week. When I come back from the conference on Friday, we can do it then. And I said, okay. And I'll never forget, I had a biopsy, just started a new position, had all these appointments, I couldn't even speak. That's how overwhelming it was. Someone that I started with in the position, same team, HR, was my voice. I didn't even have a voice. It was just too much. It was too much was going on that I had a biopsy and they called me on the way home and said, we got to have you come back tomorrow. We found another lump. It's just spreading too quickly. And so I had to come back.
Okay, so you're diagnosed and then told basically like spreading so quickly that you've got a week before if you're going to have to take action in a week, or you're looking at, not making it. It's hard enough. I'm sorry, I haven't had a cancer diagnosis, but it's got to be hard enough having your world turned upside down with a cancer diagnosis in the first place. To be told it's growing so fast.
Yes.
Is like as a human right now, my heart is like, I don't know what to do. I'm like thinking in terms of my life, like you're incredibly brave. That they don't have a better word for it. You were absolutely a warrior. The way you just had no choice, but then embraced, hit the ground running.
Yes, and had to hit the ground running. And my child is 2. He's got daycare. There's all this planning that has to be done. And I just had to say, okay, that's it. You're gonna have to take the strongest of the strong and don't hardly tell nobody who is strong, who can speak life into you, who is not gonna do this pity party with you, who's gonna encourage you, because you're about to go through something. You're never ever gonna be the same again. You're not gonna look the same, because I thought it looked kind of cute. You're not gonna be that firecracker that people know. You're gonna lose some stuff, And so it was like I picked some people. I told them. Some of my closest friends were like, they were like, wait a minute, let me call you back, so that they could take it in. And then, but God is so good because he orchestrated the whole thing. I just started a job and I was working hard. I was working in HR and doing all this work, that the officer understood the journey because he lost 2 people to it. So he said, whatever it is you need, we support you. So he said, well, what do you need? I said, well, after I had my mastectomy, can you come? Can you come and just come and see how I'm doing? Brought the whole gang. Bro, I don't even know these people. It wasn't even 90 days. And here we
you for asking for help.
They were so nice, So I was like, would you come? And they came. And I kid you not, after surgery, right? You would have thought it was some kind of party going on the floor. I was up. I was walking around with and people were like, what is going on? And of course, the medication wore off. The next day I went home, and I'll never forget, I had to tell my husband, block the windows. I don't want to see myself in the mirror, drains and all that. He had to change them. It was a lot. So that's pretty much the start of the beginning of a 5-year journey of treatment and appointments. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And I so agree with Nancy that you were so brave. Like you found out that you had cancer, then you had to act so quickly, right? Mm-hmm. Make that decision to have surgery. So then what happened next in terms of treatment, or can you give us a little glimpse into that?
So here I am. Remember, I'm a firecracker. So I just asked the question, am I going to lose my hair?
Yeah.
Probably. You probably will. And so there was a lot of prep work. It was just days of appointments. And I'll never forget a dear friend of mine who was actually, we call them co-survivors, those that go through the journey with you, that are there day in and day out. I didn't know how claustrophobic I was. They were doing different tests. I literally was like a kid, jumped off the table and just hysterical. These are things I don't even share, but this is the truth. So this could help someone. This could help someone right now that's a caregiver. And so I was told that I had kind of 3 weeks in between, and we were getting ready to have treatment. And I said, okay, we're going to start chemo. And then we're going to do radiation, and we're going to do a year of Herceptin, and then we're going to go from there with your appointments. And I'll never forget when I knew I had to have chemo, which was around the holidays. It was Christmas. And I had a couple of them, but my very first one, the coworker who was my voice, and her name is Colleen, and I don't know if she's on here, part of the co-survivor team. Yeah. I was looking from afar, and I saw my husband talking to a woman. And I'm like, who is he talking to? It was Colleen. Colleen had permission to be with me until I went back there to have my first session. And then my second session, my husband walked away. And I'm like, well, maybe he can't handle this, right? He comes back with a young lady. And I'm like, okay, what is going on?
Now's not the time.
and so he says, I'd like to introduce you. I think her name was Haley, and she's from Bare Essentials. And your colleagues have paid for a makeover for you so that you'll feel a little better. So they blocked off part of where I was to have my treatment, and she made me up, and we took pictures, and it was really great. But see, that's how you know, when I look back, that God was right there. He knew what I was feeling. He knew my concern was how it was going to look. And so we did that. So I had chemo over an 18-week period. And then my heart was damaged. The beats were off from chemo. The neuropathy was very high. And I could not start radiation until the heartbeats were where they needed to be. But also, while I was undergoing chemo, I was coming to work in the office on off chemo weeks. And what ended up happening was I caught an airborne virus.
Oh my goodness.
And I had to call one of my co-survivors, and I couldn't keep nothing down, not even ice chips. So I called the oncologist on call, and they said, come on in. And it was winter. And here, when you live, at that time, I lived in the Snowbelt area, and it's wet, weather is bad. It's icy. It's 2-something in the morning, and I had to leave. I had to tell my husband, I've got to go. I'm not well. I'm going through emergency on the other side of town. So to go from the east side to the west side in bad weather, and the hospital just opened their new emergency room.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so here we go. And I had an airborne virus, and I was basically quarantined for 3 days. However, I wore this wig. It was a sharp wig too, boy. It was long, it was beautiful. And so my scalp was itching. It wouldn't stop itching. So one of my co-survivors got some medicine for my scalp. And then that was a virus, and I had to be able to keep down food. I literally walked up out of there, but my scalp was itching, and I went to a special service. I forget the name, but it's here in Cleveland, and that's what they do. They help custom-made wigs. They provide those wigs and treatment for those that are undergoing cancer treatment. They pulled the wig off, and I had a fever in my head. So not only could I not go back to work for 2 months, I had a fever in my head. I had to send her a laser every other week. And I literally was propped up in bed I had gotten to a point where I couldn't hold the pen. So I would just whatever work needed to be done. Look how good God is. I was able to work from home. They let me work from home.
That's great.
So I did.
Yeah.
Just prop myself up, 8 to 5, down,
Yeah.
And so after that, after 2 months, no one had seen me. This is how good God is. I'm telling y'all this because this is the story.
Yeah.
I did so well sick. I got promoted.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Into a promotion and didn't know that the work that I was doing, there was some type of serious discussion amongst the directors, and I ended up on the recruiting team. And I got promoted.
Wow.
You know what? That's a testament to your, and you can feel it right now. Like being with you, you can feel your life force, like your energy is something else. And so while it's like, wow, it's not that surprising given who you are, and given all this adversity, you had to get well so that you could get sick again, right? I guess basically we got to build you up so that you can handle the treatment. And
So I came back. I thought I could slide into the office, and I couldn't. My whole area was decorated. There were gift cards. People were just so happy to see me. But then also,
Amazing.
People from other departments, because it was an open area, they were concerned, where is Mary? And they kind of figured it out, but due to HIPAA, no one could say. And I came back, and the person that I reported to was a breast cancer survivor. So that's who promoted me. And so time goes on, not even long after that. And this is where the advocacy comes back. So I receive an email saying, can you come down to the other side where more of the leadership executives are? I say, sure. Can you come in? Such and such has been newly diagnosed. Can you share a little bit about your journey? Can you give them some advice? I'm getting ready to start radiation. But I was like, okay. I was just glad to be alive.
Of course.
And at the time, it was hard for me to talk because I had chemo brain. So imagine you're in corporate, you're getting back to work, you're trying to get your thoughts together, and then you're asked to share. And that's where the advocacy continued. Even though I did the advocacy years ago, threw it all out the window, not knowing I was going to be on the receiving end, to then go ahead and start sharing and encouraging other women coming behind me who were being newly diagnosed. And that's how it all started. But during this time, I was upset. I was mad. You'll probably laugh at me. I thought somebody put roots on me. I thought there was something going on. God doesn't love me, but he's still providing, but I don't understand this. And I never forget, there were people God put in my life on this journey, especially at work, that spoke God's words over me. That's how One Word Encourage came. It didn't come because I'm sitting up here no, it came because when I couldn't do it, God sent people to speak his words over me. And his words are living. I don't care what anybody said, and I think sometimes we forget that, let me tell you, in this life, you're going to go through some stuff. People be skipping all through thinking, nothing's going to happen. Some stuff going to go down. That's tailored just for you because God knows that you're strong enough that you can go through. I'm a living testimony. I would have never, ever thought I would quit my corporate job, leave it eventually, 5 years later after ringing the bell and say, you know what? I like this. This is my passion. People don't know. People don't know. And so that's how it all started. So it became a ministry that when the time presented itself and people said, I was asked the question because it ended up, I had a ministry without having a name before One Word Encourage came. Me and my son were just giving words of encouragement. People were asking me, come speak. I ain't charged a thing. I'm just out here. I wrote a journal, just sat on it because I was still in corporate. I designed bracelets with a quarter. I'm not the most great sketch artist, but hey, God gave me something and I'm going to use it. Would have never thought that I would be doing what I'm doing, but I love it. And when you find something that you love doing that's going to help somebody else, just go on and do it. You ain't got to figure it out. Lord knows I jumped right in the pool. Yeah, leave
definitely.
1 month. Oh, she's done. She's done with corporate. And then the next month she got a business. I go post it and everything. What? You got LLC? Yes, I do. People
Yes.
lost my mind. People
Yes,
thought
and we want to hear all about your business in a few
I know
minutes.
these comments keep coming up. You see how fired up I am, but
I
hey,
I love your energy. I love
Wonderful.
your
It's
enthusiasm.
wonderful.
But first, I want to go to the comments because
yes,
people
I love
are
you.
supporting you like crazy in the comments.
Okay.
They're on
All
fire.
right.
Emily says, my mom caught her cancer when she did a self-exam. She had to advocate for herself to get her doctor to do something. So thank you for sharing, Emily. Gretchen said, I took my two mammogram. It was normal. However, I am an average risk, so have to do it next year.
That's right. Do it. Do it, Gretchen. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Shannon is supporting you. She says, this is a lot. My heart goes out
discomfort,
to
if
you.
that, for really important knowledge of knowing that you're healthy or you need to do something.
Yes.
Emily says, I never want that diagnosis. However, if I get it, I want to be like Mary.
I
Just like
agree.
that.
I agree.
Let me tell you
Totally.
something. God did a work on me. I'm telling you. Now I'm not saying I was out here bad and just causing all kinds of havoc, but the mindset, was very different. The lifestyle was very different. And I always heard people say to me going through it, it's going to make you better. No, what? But it is true because you have to go through it because what you go through is going to help somebody else. That's the whole point. That's why we're here. That's why we're here on this platform. Somebody needs to share it. You don't know who you're going to meet every day that's put on your path that you can say, you know what? I might not have been through that, but I know a resource. I know someone, connection.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about.
100%. And shout out to the LinkedIn user. The LinkedIn user is saying, I am overdue for a mammogram. I need to schedule one soon.
Yes, please do. Mm-hmm.
And Emily says, ask for what you need. So important.
That's right.
So important. Gretchen said her late father passed away several years ago from a lung disease. Sending you much love, Gretchen.
Yes.
Much love. Emily says, support your employees.
That's right.
I love that. Russ Hedge is here. Good evening, Russ Hedge. Blessing on you all. We're sending our blessings back to you, Russ.
Yes, we are. Mm-hmm.
So great to have you here. Michael says, my mother passed away from breast cancer 10 years ago, and my uncle passed away 25 years ago from lymphoma. Mary and Tim are amazing. Thank you, Michael. We appreciate you being here. Sending you much love and prayers.
Yes.
Brian says, turning our tests into testimonies.
You're absolutely right. Somebody needs it. And no one's going to, that need makes the difference. Meeting that need with your testimony. No one ever said you needed to, tell it in an eloquent way. Just be real with it. Just come right on with it and say how it is.
Well, your story is going to reach someone who needs to hear it.
Yes.
Whether it be right now live, later on replay, a year from now they stumble upon it. You just really truly have to have that faith and knowing. It's more than that. It's knowing that your story is going to reach the people who need to hear it. And that is going to make a huge difference in the life of other people.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we are here, everyone. We are here on Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer. We are so grateful. We are here with guest co-host Nancy Barrows over here. And thank you for being here tonight, Nancy. And Mary Wells, our amazing guest tonight, 8-year breast cancer survivor. So grateful that you're here sharing your story tonight. So we're all grateful for you all who are watching, whether you're here live or on the replay, let us know what questions you have for Mary. We are continuing the conversation. So, Mary, oftentimes we don't want to talk about what we've been through as cancer survivors. I'm curious, when did you start sharing your story publicly? And thank you so much for sharing your story here with us tonight. And why did you share it? And then why do you think it's important for others to share their stories as well?
I actually started sharing my story more publicly. Actually, when I would say when there was a change in management, and actually, I was part of the interview team that interviewed who would end up being my boss. And so I had to be pretty straightforward. And I said, this is where I am. And she was grateful to say, thank you for sharing that. And so she said, well, definitely support you. You just, whatever your appointments are, whatever it is that you need, I'm here. I had just met her and knew that she was the newly selected, hired boss. What was interesting was her first week was around my birthday, which is in July. I planned everything out for her, being an executive, finding out that I was kind of being the right hand at the time. Then I went on vacation and came back a week later, and she was like, you had everything down to the T. But the story started right then because she would not let me stay down. We're not going to have this, Mary. You're going to lift your head up high. We're going to start speaking some confidence into you. And that's what she would do. And then she told me one day, well, I just want to let you know I'm an ordained minister.
Wow.
And I wasn't in relationship like that with the Lord. And, we ended up working together for 5 years, but that's what really helped me to bring that out. And I know people have heard me say this story. Every Christmas holiday, it was huge for her because we were like family to her. We were the team we were the fun team. We had fun. She made sure we had fun. But on Christmas, she'd sit us around, put us in a room, and she would write these thank you stories based upon who we were. And so the very first year, I think I went first, couldn't do it, couldn't read my message because she told me that I was a warrior, that I was a walking miracle. And she gave me this mirror because I didn't like the way I looked. And she said, I want you to look in the mirror at yourself before you go out the house and see how beautiful that you are. And I'll never forget that. So that started you need to share this. And I always called her Boss Lady. And Boss Lady is one of the other 6 people that's dedicated in the third journal, the journal series, for One Word and Courage, because it was Boss Lady that she really had to push me. She knew that there was more than I knew. I was in denial. I would just roll my eyes, side eye. I would just talk back, all kinds of stuff, but just as patient. We didn't always agree, but she was like, you just got to trust me. You just got to trust me. And I'm like, but we laugh about it. We talked a couple of months ago, but it started with her really kind of just pushing me to say, there's more to life than you coming here all the time. You've got a lot to offer with your story. So that's where it all really began.
Always so encouraging. And shining the light on others. It's beautiful. You also have a family, including your son, Kaleb. And we're going to bring him on the show to have a little chat with him. But first, can you talk with us from a mom's perspective? What was it like being diagnosed with cancer when your son was so little, and Kaleb even getting involved with you now, right, in terms of making a difference?
It was difficult. It was bad. I don't know how else to put it, because all that I could do, I couldn't even take care of him because of the side effects. neuropathy real bad. I'm talking to the point where I could go like this, but I couldn't feel it, or I would walk, but it was like you weren't walking. You can't think. You don't have any energy. You might throw up sometimes and go there a little bit. You got a little issues with your bowels. Okay. You just don't feel like you can't even, because we had 3 levels, you couldn't even go down the steps. That's how bad it was. And then when it got to the point of the last 4 weeks, I had pain in the bones. So it was almost like I couldn't stand. So all I would do was lay down in the bed after I was done with work. He prepared the meals. He really couldn't handle it. It was just a lot. And so my child, Kaleb, would just come in, open the door, and I'd see that smile, shut the door. That was it. And I'm like, I can't even interact with my baby. And I'm like, I don't have no strength for anything. It was just that intense. For me, especially during chemo. That was 18 weeks of that was it was bad. And what was interesting, people asked me, well, how did you get through that? Something very unconventional. Da, 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 da. I watched comedy. I literally laid in the bed on my side and would watch comedy.
Wow.
That was the only, and it was a bad winter, and I felt like the walls were closing in, and child at daycare, husband at work, nobody's there. You basically are upstairs in a room. Like, I really hope I don't fall down. I'm just gonna lay here in this bed. I got a few steps to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna come back. I don't feel like eating nothing. I don't want to eat nothing. I'm not gonna eat nothing. You can forget about going down the stairs. So it was just like that for me. It was just a very, very dark time for me. However, I had some co-survivors like, we ain't having this no more.
Well, and I think that darkness is not unique, right? I think that's true for a lot of people going through cancer, and not just breast cancer, any cancer diagnosis. And your willingness to talk about that and be so open and honest is really such a gift to others in the way you share your experience and your wisdom.
So yeah, it was very, very dark. I will say that. But I'm thankful for the light, because he brought lights. People were lights, shining that light. I'll never forget, it was the holidays, and it's Christmas time. And I wanted to do, I didn't have the strength. And a girlfriend of mine, the check-in was like, I'm coming to get you. I could barely stand up at TJ Maxx. And she would just bring things to me. She was like, you got to get some air. You got to do this. Another one, taking me to appointments. You're going to have to sit up in a Bob Evans. I'm sorry, I can't have this. You're going to have to eat, whether you like it or just come on, take some bites. Come on, you can do this. And it got to the point that the day that I went back into the office was the day she went back to work. Oh, thank you. That's God. That's inside out. I'll have to say it, because when I went through it, but you can go through it, because he's there with you always. And that's what they were saying, look, you're not on the other side. You're here. You got to do this for Kaleb, and that's when it started really hitting home. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. It's inspiring is an understatement.
So is Kaleb around? Could we bring him on?
Yes, he's here patiently waiting. I'm looking straight ahead. So he's up. He's getting ready to take his seat, y'all. So I'm going to turn it over to my Kaleb, okay? I'm gonna be over where he was sitting. Okay.
Oh, wow. You're going to give him
a warm welcome to Kaleb, you guys. Send him some love in the comments.
Yes. Come on, Kaleb. There you go. So come on and sit here. Say hi to everyone. Hello. Scoot up. That's me, Mom. Okay. Go ahead.
That's me, Mom. Yeah. Hi, Kaleb.
Hello.
Hi, Kaleb.
So you're really brave, like your mom, coming on here and being live. It's an incredible strength that clearly you share with your mom. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You are wonderful. Mom's so proud right now in the background. You can feel her beaming.
How much do you love your mom, Kaleb?
1,000 out of 10.
1,000 out of 10?
We should all be lucky to be loved like that by someone.
Yeah.
Did you want me to go with the next?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, so, Kaleb, I'm going to challenge you because it's only 3 words, and I know there must be more. But how would you describe your mom in 3 words?
You know, strong. You know, passionate. And just amazing. Yeah.
Wow. I think we all feel that as well.
Yeah.
And
That's so sweet.
you have your own T-shirt line.
Oh yeah, I do.
Mom, yeah, you do. You forgot about you. Mom mentioned that earlier, and tell us about that and what role you have in one word: encourage.
You need some help? We're gonna do something real quick.
Yeah. Let's.
So we're gonna bring to you. Hopefully, I can wheel this around and maybe you can see it. But part of this T-shirt line. So why don't you go ahead and take these and show them that you have them. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come. We want to see. Show us what you're doing.
Basically, I have, I think, like 4 colors.
Yes.
4 colors of T-shirts. I have oyster gray,
Wow.
cyber pink, and neon green, and
This is blueberry.
blueberry. Yeah, wasn't it like what else? What's the name of it?
Oh,
Well, it wasn't a different name.
no. You picked it up.
I guess it was. I guess it was blueberry.
Yeah, blueberry. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, sir.
I mean, I like the T-shirts. It's very like inspiring to me. It gives me like power. You know, the cross on it and the Bible on it. It really gives me power to be able to just go out throughout my day and praise the Lord. You know.
That's awesome. And your mom told me that you also like to take pictures when you guys are out.
Oh yeah, I
Is that
do.
true?
Yes, that is true. I do like all the like social media. I take all the like pictures and stuff, like the videos, and she posts it on Instagram, and that's really how it works. So yeah.
So you're pretty famous.
Hopefully, I can be one day.
There you go. We love that humility. You are pretty incredible right now, and it's not going to happen one day. It's happening right now, sir. You really are an incredible young man.
Yeah, definitely. And lots of people are saying hi to you in the comments, Kaleb.
Oh yeah.
Brian Shulman is saying, "Hey, Kaleb," and Brian Shulman saying, "Your mom rocks," and Auntie Tisha is saying that she loves you.
Oh yes, Auntie Tisha, I love you too.
Auntie Trina's there too.
Auntie Trina.
We love her too.
The multi-millionaire squad, right?
I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah, there's lots of people that are saying hi to you. Ellen is saying, "You look just like your mom."
That's what everyone said. We're twinning. That's what they say.
Yes.
Everybody says that.
Yeah,
Jane is
everybody
saying
says
hello from Oregon. Everybody's saying hello to you.
I am very glad. Very glad. Very glad.
Christine says, "Kaleb, we all need to wear power to face the day. Thank you for sharing your strong, passionate, amazing mom with us."
Yes.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's good to just spread the word of encouragement to people and the legacy that's gonna go through me when my mom isn't here anymore,
Oh,
and I'll be leading One Word Encourage
all right. All right.
and
I
making
like
it a
that.
big business.
Wow.
Very
And
good.
Rachel Druckenmiller is here. Hi, Rachel. She says, side note, I've always said that if I ever have a baby boy, I want to name him Kaleb.
Oh, yes. Mhm.
Thank you for being here. And this LinkedIn user is saying, yes, Kaleb looks like his mom and dad. So, yes.
And,
Thank you for...
Kaleb, truly, it inspires me. I work in a middle school, and when I meet young people like you who are so kind and passionate and want to share that with the world in such a beautiful way, right? Building others up and not trying to tear others down, letting people, grow by helping them and seeing them and encouraging them is an incredible gift. So thank you for leading by example and being a role model for others.
Oh yeah, it's just an honor to be able to influence people.
That you are. I mean, I can tell you that everybody here watching, I feel safe in saying you have inspired and positively impacted all of us today.
I second that motion.
I love when we agree.
Yes. Well, thank you, Kaleb. Could you bring your mom back?
Oh yeah, sure.
Say bye.
Bye. Love you all.
Love to
We
you.
love you too.
My goodness.
Oh,
You win the parenting award of forever.
I'm coming.
We got you.
I'm going to put on something I really don't put on, which I should be putting on.
Yeah.
A little bad. I don't know where I got it from. I guess I
There
could.
you go.
I could put this on. Do I have that right, y'all? Do I have my sounds right? Do I have it right, y'all? I don't know. Y'all
I
might
think you
not
do. I think you do.
I'm having a hard time reading it, but that's me.
Survivor.
Oh, there you go. Survivor. We need to get
But
you
I'm
one that
But
We
I'm
need to
really
get
a thriver.
Thriver. Yeah, we need to get you one that says Thriver.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's Kaleb, y'all.
He's so mature.
Special young man, for sure.
Mhm. Yes. Mhm.
Very special. Very special.
I have a
Yeah, Nancy, go ahead.
Okay, I have a question about sort of how it all works. So you're so encouraging and upbeat, right? And here, even talking about the tough stuff, right? And on social media, you are always come across as the same way. But we all have challenging moments. You've been talking about them. Can you share with us, how do you get through those challenging moments, whether it was when you were going through cancer or now when you're running a business or other things, being a parent, living life?
That's a great question. I'm gonna be real. No, it's not a sunny day. It's not a sunny day every day.
Mhm.
It's not. And that's life here on earth. Yes, I'm the encouragement expert, but I'm not going to encourage you if God hasn't already encouraged me to give it to you. That's just how it works. There was a time when I wasn't on for a while because I was stuck. Do I have my moments? You best believe I do. But just like Jesus asked the disciples to pray for him. So yes, I ask people to pray for me. But at the same time, I have to be doing something right if the enemy is trying to discourage me. And I do get discouraged. So, me going out doing VICTORY, that just didn't come from off the top of my head. That came from me, number one, taking the time, getting up early in the morning, getting in my prayer closet, sitting on my prayer chair and talking to God, listening to God, studying his word. And that's when I hear this small voice that says, VICTORY, go victory, go share victory. And I don't know how I'm going to share victory, but he keeps telling me to do that. Do it the same way. Do it over and over. And me and Kaleb, we just go. We pick an area and we just do it. To go on Go Lives and to do posts. It's not anything that I'm going to share that hasn't already been plugged into me from him. And no, no one had. I mean, let me just tell you right now, there's not one perfect person. There's not one good person. We all need Jesus. I'm just going to call it like it is. We just need him. And we don't talk about him enough. That's our example. And that's the example that I follow. So I tell people, even when I coach, I'll say to them, I'll tell you right now, people all over the world, all over the country ask me to come and pray. They need advice or what, they're coming, they're being referred, or they saw me do a positivity and peace post or a Thriving Thursday tip of the day. I'll tell them right then and there. Do you know I believe in the Lord. I believe in Jesus. I'm going to give it to you from the word. And if they don't, okay. If they do, great. But no, I don't. I have my moments. I cry. My son sees me. He has to speak what he has studied into me. I have prayer partners. This life here on this side is not easy. And I'm just being transparent. I don't all the time. But when I do, that's when I share it. And so the smile on my face is that I don't know who God is going to assign me to today to encourage. But first thing early in the morning, I ask him, your will be done. Thank you, Lord, for the opportunities. Thank you for those that you put on my path. And then I reflect at the end of the day. Thank you that you used me, that you entrusted me. And look, and I'm grateful. But no, I don't. I'd be lying to you. I'll tell you the truth.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing all of that, Mary. We all have our moments, right? We all have our up moments, our down moments. We all have challenges. We all have great moments. We just have a few moments left in the show, but I want to make sure that you have a few moments to talk about one word encourage. So will you please share about that?
One word encourage. One word encourage is all about, when we talk about encouragement, it's God's words of encouragement. It's not mine. It's God speaking through me to share his word so that you thrive. Okay, I went through cancer. Cancer was the turning point in my life that changed everything, okay? However, I continually go through things. I just shared I don't have great days, okay? But, however, I have the Lord, so I lean into his word to thrive continually every day. And so that's what one word encourage is all about. But how do we share it? Worldwide. At first, the target audience, anyone impacted by breast cancer, but then the pandemic happened. That opened up it went global. Then it went, everybody needs it. We all need it. And so that's how one word encourage came about. So while I was still in corporate, wrote a journal.
Great.
With these hands, I always say these hands. Wrote a journal. It's called the One Word Encourage Journal. Journal God's Word A to Z. Now, what are we talking about? We're talking about victory. I said it back then. Now I'm saying it now. So that's the journal. But then I thought, hey, we're going to stop there. Nope. God said, wait a minute. You have a ministry. You have a business. But the business isn't yours. The business is his. So we journal promise. Your business is God's business. This one word encourage. It's not mine. I'm just the steward. But then I thought that was it. This was the one that took a while. Thrive. Because we're going to continually go through things, but we thrive. So the journal series was actually done because I was journaling at first, but I had neuropathy and I couldn't journal anymore. And I never thought of anyone to journal for me. That's what this one is about. Journaling for others. when they can't. And you can also give it as a gift. And it became a 3-part series. So it's a bundle. Okay.
You got a trilogy going on there.
Yes, then we didn't stop. So we have to be very careful what we wear. So these bracelets, actually, this is the Strong bracelet. This is the Unity bracelet. And this is the Thrive bracelet. And they are actually handmade by one of my co-survivors' daughters, who is now in college. And she wanted to help and give back.
How do I get a Thrive bracelet?
Can someone put up for me? Our website is one word, encouragement.
It's on the bottom. I see it. Thank you, Tim.
Just go right there for all of the offerings. And then, let's see, I'm just going to put this here. And then we have t-shirts. So this is the Strong t-shirt. This is the Strong.
Wonderful.
And then we have it in other colors too. So gentlemen, we also have it in blue. We have
my favorite color.
Yes, we have gray as well as the color. And then here it is. This is the one that is very newly released. And so let me get it. Let me move this back.
Thank you, Gina. I see that you put that in there in the comments. Thank you. I don't know, Tim, we might have to get matching t-shirts.
That would be awesome.
Great. And so I went back. This had been on my heart for a while. But you know what? Sometimes you have to go back to help others. And so released this February, it is the Strong Breast Cancer Awareness Essentials Kit that you can take with you.
Beautiful.
From diagnosis.
Wow.
Yes. Some people have purchased it for other women's groups. Some have given them as thrivership gifts, but I'm going to open up the contents here. I want to thank Regina Ragland, who is part of the Pep Squad, Global Pep Squad. And we don't even live in the same state. She lives in the state of Michigan, where Tisha Hammond is and Jeffrey Edwards are, who actually coordinated most of the contents in here. And just want to show you, hopefully you can see. Maybe I have to turn it around this way. I know I'm showing it upside down, but this is pretty deep.
Good.
This is 12 by 10 by 4. We're going to go through this real quick. These are essentials. This does not include how we customize it. These are essentials. These are essentials that someone will need. I remember at diagnosis, I was just given paper. I wasn't given any encouragement. No encouragement, just paper and everybody looking at each other like deer in headlights.
Yeah,
So
paper and appointments is what you get, right?
And so this is the mason jar. It's BPA free, hot or cold. I got to the point where didn't want to eat anything. And it also comes with a straw.
There you go.
With that, this is the new product that we're going to be putting in as an essential. Fraser tea, organic tea from this company is in Michigan. Thank you, Tisha Hammond, for introducing me. So,
Shout out to Tisha Hammond.
Yes. We need to wipe down our area. So we have a microfiber cloth. Hey, you got to have a word. In this one, this is a magnet, faith.
Love it.
The one word encourage magnet.
Dang.
Okay. We all need prayer. So here's a prayer card and the scriptures on the back.
Excellent.
Okay, Nausea. This is a new product that is in the essentials kit, and I love it. It's good for the stomach. Ginger chews. And so they're organic, and the information's on the back. And let me tell you, Ginger Chews doesn't even know that I'm putting this in here. So
somebody needs to let them know.
I know.
Paging ginger cheese.
Skin, Very important. I remember my skin was pretty pasty and the inside of my hands were dark due to chemo. But Charlene Hubbard of Mary Kay Cosmetics put together, she's higher. She's up there on the executive level by now. These are skincare kits and also some items where I lost my eyebrows. So you can make your eyebrows. And there are instructions in here. Thank you, Charlene. Okay, we have a pen, Power in Pink. You are strong. Matches the t-shirt. Tree of Life. Okay. Now, this kit, this essentials kit, you think, okay, it's just for the patient. Well, this is actually a family kit because the co-survivor can help the patient by writing down notes.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
So it's lined, but then you got to have a good pen, right? Here it is,
Yeah.
the one word encourage pen, and it lights up.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I remember
The light.
that when I was going through treatment, my vision was blurred. So I remembered that. And then last but not least, we have to put in the Thrive journal. You're going to continually thrive. And then on the back of each journal is a little bit about my story. So go to onewordencouragement.com. That's where all of these items and more, these are just pertaining to breast cancer. However, we have other lines for positivity piece. We have other encouragement there as well, but we wanted to focus on cancer thrivership this evening.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Thank you.
And then, I also, I'm pretty much, I'm starting to get inquiries for Breast Cancer Awareness Month to come and speak, and be on the lookout because in the month of October will actually be our 3rd year of One Word Encourage, their anniversary. And my birthday
Wow.
month, so
There you go.
Congratulations, Mary.
yes, God gets all the glory and the honor and the praise every time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Wonderful. It's been spending time with you tonight. Thank you.
It's been a blast. It's been a blast. You know, I've just been counting down. I was so excited when I woke up this morning, like, oh, I'm about to be on the show tonight. So excited.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it. I'm always grateful for an opportunity to share because God is entrusting me to share his words that are truth. That's why we share his words. It's the truth. Take him for his word. Isn't that right, Trina Poole? Believe. Oh, yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Mary. And please thank Kaleb for us.
Yes, please.
Please thank your son for us.
They're saying thank you. I know I got so much stuff over here. Come say, come on in. Oh, Lord.
Wonderful meeting both of you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for sharing you with us.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. We greatly appreciate it. And thank you, Tim. Thank you for your ministry. Thank you, Nancy. It has really, really been an enjoyable, fun time. And I really hope that those that come on, that have been on with us, and those that are to come will find encouragement and share it.
There you go.
Share it with your community.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Nancy Barrows.
What a great show.
Wasn't it? What a story.
It's just, yeah. And the way she shares all of the, things that so many, she's talking about how we put off our appointments and how, yes, she had her dark days and she would get one knockdown after another. It's not uncommon. It's not uncommon. And there's someone out there that's just sort of breathing a little easier now, knowing they're not alone and that their journey, while unique to them, is not, they're not the only one. And nothing's, nothing's, it's all within what can be expected. And somehow that's comforting.
Exactly. We all have our own stories, but we all are going through something, and it all helps. It helps to know that we're not alone.
Absolutely.
For sure. So thank you all for showing up tonight. We are always looking for guests who want to be on the show, whether you're a cancer survivor or a family member, an author. I would love to get more people who are, whether you're an executive director or a founder or somehow involved with a cancer nonprofit organization, a medical professional, anyone who has a perspective on cancer. Would love to have you on the show. So if you're interested in being on the show, please send me a direct message. Would love to have a conversation with you. Nancy Barrows, who is the guest next week on Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer?
You are going to want to tune in next week. Our guest is going to be Shrenik Shah, a 25-year-old vocal cord cancer survivor. Let's all show up next week to support Shrenik and each other.
Exactly. Let's do that. Just like we do every week, just like tonight and every week. So thank you, Nancy, for joining me tonight.
Thank you for giving me the privilege and honor. I know, right? Hi. The privilege and honor of being sharing this time with you, with Mary, and this beautiful community. I appreciate it. You know my heart. You know the words that I don't have.
I do. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer. We're going to go out the same way that we come in every week. And here we go.